Alright everyone, how's it going? This is Rexford here. Welcome back to another basic introduction video on, this time, Windows Movie Maker, rather Windows Live Movie Maker as some prefer to call it. And I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking of making this kind of like a basic series, a basic playlist, I guess, for kind of basic introduction to various program stuff instead of rather doing a whole tutorial series and making a whole separate playlist on just certain programs. And, instead I'll just make a basic introduction series for just a wide range of, or rather wide variety of tutorials on certain programs and such. But anyway, that's kind of just what I was thinking about, and I don't really know why I said that, but nonetheless, I got it out anyways. And let's just go ahead and start this tutorial up by going over the basic menu up here, kind of the basic navigation bar, excuse me. So let's go ahead and start off with this little file menu. Now, I know it doesn't really say file, but this is the file menu. Trust me on that one. Now, we just have the basic options here: new, open, save project as. And as you can see, I have quite a couple things here. These are all kind of things that I've worked on in the past, just like the regular Windows Movie Maker, like last time I went over. It is kind of the same way, and I will try to point out some of the differences and such from the regular Windows Movie Maker for like XP and such as compared to this one. So anyway, let's go ahead and go down a little bit more. We have publish movie as well as save movie. Now, these are grayed out for now, and the reason for that is because we don't really have any clips to actually publish or save as, so that isn't really relevant at the time. Import from device, we'll go over that in a little bit. Options, let's go and explore this a little bit here. Really quickly, excuse me, I have something in my throat here. Okay, excuse me. Alright, so nonetheless, we have some basic options here. Now, something I want to point out. If you have the regular Windows Live Movie Maker that was kind of installed on your computer when you first got it, it will be a bit different than this one that you see here. Your navigation bar, your kind of little home bar. Let me go and actually exit this really quick. Some of the options up here and over here will be a little bit different, and that's because... excuse me, my throat's really bugging me right now. Jeez. Alright, but anyway, that's because I have the Windows Live Service Pack. I think that's what it's called. It's the, let me remember here, it is the, I'm gonna go with Windows Live Service Pack, but I know it, if it's not that, it's something along the lines of that. I'll probably put a little kind of annotation or something at the bottom here saying exactly what it is. But basically, it says the Service Pack 2011, and that gives you access to some of the options up here, like the webcam video and some other little cool effects that you can get that we'll go into a little bit later. But for now, let's go ahead and go back to that options menu here. Alright, so as you can see, we have the general options here, and basically they aren't really options per se. They're pretty much just kind of like the basic information on the program here. I mean, the version, the kind of copyright here, and some of the other stuff like that. You can also send feedback. So nothing really too special there. The webcam, again, that is because of the Service Pack 2011. And basically what this can do, actually, is instead of just doing webcamming, I've actually used it a little bit for capturing, basically, devices, like capture cards and stuff for, what's the word, game consoles and stuff like that. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but basically you can use that for that sort of thing as well, instead of just webcam. So I'm not actually going to go into that right now. I might go into it in like another video or something, but I just want to let you guys know that that is possible to do in Windows Live Movie Maker. Alright, so let's go ahead and go down here to captions. So again, not too many options here. It basically just has a little checkbox here that you guys can kind of play around with a little bit, but I prefer to keep it on only because that little caption right there that you see, it says automatically create my captions. That's pretty much what it's for. So let's go ahead and go down here to the Trust Center. Now the Trust Center is really kind of your own personal preference for your computer. Now you shouldn't really need to get into it. I mean, you can if you want to, but it basically kind of collects your data and basically helps them kind of understand more of the program, what the users are using it for, and stuff like that. So I'm not really going to turn that on right now. I actually never have, so it's not really too important to me. So that is the basic options there. I know it took a little long, but I'm hopefully going to try to get through this a little bit faster than I just did. Now the About, I believe, yes, it is the same exact thing. I don't really know why they have that there. The About Windows Movie Maker as well as the options, but nonetheless they do. And the exit, pretty self-explanatory, just kind of exits the program or exits the project. I'm not really sure which one, but I believe it exits the program, but you guys can kind of tinker around with that if you like. Alright, let's go ahead and now go through some of the other options here right after we import a clip. So just give me a moment here. Alright, so as you guys can see, I've opened the little window here, and the reason I just kind of cut out there is because it went to some of my personal files, and I don't really want to show those on camera. There's not like they're bad or anything, they're just kind of like projects I've been working on, a whole bunch of my junk on my computer of like various spread out save files of games and stuff like that, so it's a little annoying to navigate through, so I just went ahead and cut over to here. So basically what you want to do is open that. To import a clip, you just simply want to go to, exit that. Alright, so import a clip. What you basically want to do is go to add videos and or photos and simply navigate to where you want to go and then choose your file and hit open. As you can see though, I already have, and what it's doing now down here, which is why that little pop-up thing happened, is it's basically preparing the videos for playback. So when you hit the play button here, you can see the video very fluently without any pixelation and such, and depending on the video itself, actually, there might be some pixelation and such, only because Windows Movie Maker doesn't have the best playback. Little preview window here, but, you know, that's kind of a thing. So, anyway, that's kind of how that works, and yes, I am using the same exact video I did for the last Windows Movie Maker introduction. Nothing new there. So let's go ahead now, and that we have our little clip here. Let's go ahead and head over to the animation section here. Now, there really isn't too much to get into in Windows Movie Maker, rather Windows Live Movie Maker. And why are you playing again? As referred to, or rather, as kind of, what's the word? Like, basically put up against the Windows Movie Maker for XP. So, excuse me, just kind of remember that when you're using this program. But we do have, or happen to have, some nice animation effects here that you guys can kind of get around to kind of using and experimenting with yourself. So basically we have some dissolve, some reveal, some cinematic, and I mean, as you guys can see in the preview window, you can just simply preview all these by just putting your mouse over them, which is really nice actually, as opposed to Windows Movie Maker for XP. So that's just kind of a cool thing to remember. Same thing with visual effects. Alright, now I'm not really going to go all over all of these, only because that would take quite a while, and it's not really necessary because you guys can, of course, do those on your own. Now, something I really want to point out here, with animations, you guys can only have one animation per clip. So, let's say we wanted this video to fade in. So what we'd simply do is go over here, or rather, over here to Visual Effects. Alright, and find the fade in from black. Or rather, fade into black, there we go, and click on it to add it to the video. Now you see this little thing up here that says we have a now visual effect. Now you'll notice we get the fade in. However, if we were to go to the fade out right here, let's say right at the end of the video, there we go fade out to black. You'll notice our fade in is gone. However, if we skip to the end of the video, we get the fade out. That is really annoying, to say the least, and I'm not really sure why they did that, but basically the way that I get around it is I simply go to a clip, and we're at the end of the clip where I want to the fade out to take effect, and I right click and I go to split, or I go up here to edit and go to split, and then add another visual effect, fade out to black, and there we go. We now have that nice fade out as well as the fade in. So, I mean, you can get a little crafty with this later on, depending how big your video is, and it can get really annoying, but that's pretty much the only way you have to go about doing it, excuse me. So, you know, I really, again, don't know why they did that, but nonetheless, they did. So, anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Basically, back in the animation section here, we have this little apply to all action here, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It simply just applies whatever you choose here to all the clips on the screen. You can, of course, kind of tinker around with that a little bit if you want to. Now, this over here is basically kind of just like moves the pan, I guess, or moves the camera. And I don't think it really works for video clips. Let me go ahead and actually see something here. Okay, yeah, I guess it does, but it's really wonky for video clips. It's used more for photos, at least that's what I've found myself using it a lot more for. And to apply to all, the same thing as the one over here, just does the same thing, applies that to all the clips on your screen. Alright, now visual effects, we can change the brightness here of the video, as well as the darkness. There we go, just kind of something to show you guys there. I'm aware that looked terrible, but you know, just for testing purposes. Same thing apply to all as well. Let's see, project. Here you can change the widescreen as well as standard. And if you have music, you can fit the music to the video, which we'll be getting to shortly, as well as the audio mix. And the view, you can kind of zoom in and zoom out of all your little clips here. So if we zoom out and zoom in, as you guys can see there, it just kind of zooms out and in of our clips. Thumbnail size, you can change it from small icons to medium icons to large, extra large. I prefer to keep it small, just because that's pretty mandatory for my system. It's the default setting, and it tends to work pretty well. Preview full screen, that's pretty much what that does. Alright, we can go back to Movie Maker up here, or I believe hit escape. Alright, there we go, and let's see, did you do a view? We just went there, edit. Alright, so edit. Edit, when I first got into Windows Movie Maker, rather Windows Live Movie Maker, it was pretty weird for me, and the reason is, basically, edit goes for whatever clip you're currently on. So let's say we're on this clip right here, and we have this edit menu up. Basically, all these edit options are going to apply to this one clip, this one really long clip. Okay, and this one clip here that we split earlier, if we go to our edit settings, that's only going to apply to this one clip here. So, pretty much, what we can do all in this edit setting here, excuse me, is we can change the volume. Alright, so we can make it longer, or rather not longer, but shorter, or that. We can make it, wow, I cannot think today. We can make it, less louder. There we go. Alright, and fade in, we can basically fade in the audio as well as fade it out. Alright, so too bad you can't do that with the actual video. But the background color, we can't really change that right now because we don't have anything like a picture or whatever to do that with. The speed, I believe, yeah, the speed right here can actually, and this I believe you only get in the service pack. This is actually really nice. The speed basically makes the video clip faster or slower. So I actually haven't really got too much into that. But you guys can probably kind of mess around with that a little bit for yourselves. So there we go. It's going a little slower now. Alright, so let's see. The split here, pretty self-explanatory. We've done that before. There's an undo button up here or Control Z. Let's see. Set start point. So the set our start point and end point basically works like this. Let's say we want our video to start right here. Or we can kind of use this kind of scroll in between videos. We can go ahead and hit set start point, and that is where that clip will start. Same for set endpoint. Let's say we want our video to end right about here. Go ahead and just set endpoint, or right click and set endpoint. And there we go. We kind of scroll through our little bar here for our video, and there we go. Alright, and the trim, I believe, yeah, the trim basically just kind of works like this, and then you can just go save trim, and then you'll get kind of a more perfect, precise trim there. I tend to not really use that though, so I mean, you guys can get into it if you want to, but I'm not really a fan of that option, only because I don't really use it a whole bunch. Alright, and finally, we are back here at the home menu, kind of circle back here. So, there's not really too much to say at the home menu. I mean, you have a copy, you have a cut, you have a paste, simple stuff. Add videos or photos, add music. Let me go and click that here. Okay, so basically there's some music here that you can go and add. It doesn't give you all this music. This is, of course, my own personal library. Let's go ahead and do something pretty simple here. Alright. Alright, and that is our little music track. Oh, it looks so funny with the koala there. But anyway, same thing goes for like the video tools with the music. If you click on your music track that you imported, you can go to music tools, and I know it doesn't say it, but it's supposed to say it up here. I just kind of have the recording cutting off the top of this here, but basically you can set the end time, set start point, end point, fade in the video, or rather the audio, make it fade in fast or slow or medium. You could set the music's individual volume, start time, end time, all that different kind of stuff. You can also split the music, so say you want to go here and split it right here. We can go ahead and go split and just delete that part if we don't want it, and here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to the home menu here to kind of wrap this all up. So we've imported music. You can also add music at a certain point. So let's say we only want music right here. We can just go ahead and add music and to current point and just kind of add the music there. So, the webcam video, not really going to get into right now, maybe later, and later tutorial at another time. Snapshot, basically I believe what this does is you can tape, just like Windows Movie Maker for XP, you can take a snapshot of this part of the video right here and save it as an image if you like, or wherever you want. Let's say you want a snapshot of this right here. You can go ahead and hit the snapshot and save that image on your computer. Let's see what else we have here. Add title, pretty self-explanatory. This is a title. Alright, and we get that nice little title there. And we can add some effects to that, and you can, of course, kind of use that on your own, kind of explore that option. Alright, and let's see, we have some other simple things here. Add a caption. Let's see, this is a caption. I spelled that really badly. Caption. Same thing above here. We could just do simple effects and change some of the color. And you guys can kind of explore this on your own. This, again, the timing and stuff, edit the text, and all the different kind of options over there. So I'm sure you guys already get kind of what that does. Let's go back to the home here. And finally, we can add credits. I'm not really going to explore that right now. We can add a little whatever you would call this. I'm not really sure what you would add this, but basically you can kind of add it like, I think it's a little like a transition. So yeah, those are kind of like your little transitions there. I haven't really messed around too much with those, but you guys can kind of do that on your own time. And finally, we have the select all here, which selects all the clips, and you can kind of do stuff with those, as well as, let's see, we have some skydive, import to Facebook, YouTube. So basically what this can do is, if you want to share directly to, say, your Facebook or your YouTube or whatever, you can go ahead and click this and kind of add a plugin or manage your services. But basically, it will kind of, I've never really gotten into that, but I know it will kind of like, just like Windows Movie Maker for XP, it will kind of automatically publish that. And of course, we can go to Save Movie, and I tend to just kind of go, if you're just saving the movie to your computer and you want to just, to put it on YouTube or whatever, just go to Save for computer, or go over here to the File menu and just go to Save Movie, and go to, well, Save Movie for computer. And Publish Setting, or Publish Movie, basically just does the same thing that it does over here. So, if you want to get into that, you can go and do that as well. Alright, and finally down here, this little zoom thing just kind of does the same thing that we've gone to before. Zooms in and out of your clips, just so you guys know about that. And yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. So, wow, hopefully this didn't go too long, but if it did, maybe I'll make this in like a two-part, or maybe I'll just kind of like cut it in the middle or something. But nonetheless, guys, that is it for this beginner's introduction, and I need to kind of work on making these like a little shorter, because that felt really long to me. But hopefully you guys got the gist of what I was trying to say, and hopefully you guys are now informed on how to work with Windows Live Movie Maker, Windows 7 Movie Maker. And I know I haven't made a video in quite a while, and I know this isn't really something too spectacular, but I will make some more videos soon as I can. But until then, guys, this has been Rex Furry. Feel free to comment on this video as well as subscribe to my channel for upcoming updates and future videos and such. Until next time, guys, this has been Rex Furry again, and I'll see you all next video.